Friday, and welcome to day 10 of the 21-day sprint challenge or self-care program, as we call it. We are gradually building up more and more capabilities. We're also adding more and more tools. So what do we plan to do today? I'm not going to go through everything again. It's all been covered before. I'm going to just focus on just for the past 2-3 days, we have been looking at our own personal scorecard. We also looked at who are the people whom we communicate, and if so, do we have the right way of communicating with them? We are calling the right people, we're messaging the right people, we are telling people what our preferred communication methods are. Then we went on and focused on, okay, who are the 20 people whom we need to keep happy? Because these are the people, if we don't allow them happy or if we don't manage them properly, they are going to really mess up our life. Or it's important for us to keep these key relationships together because they play a critical role in my life and the next 40. So some people could come in your life just for the next 3 months because it could be a project related thing. It could be your moving house. It could be your traveling. So that could be who are the people, etc. Or and the next one is future, which means these are the people who are always going to be with you. So 3 months and 3 years. Let's see that way. That's what we did. And we also listed what could be the best result. If you haven't completed, I suggest you complete this again. You missed the class, the recording, and the actual template is uploaded. Yesterday, we looked at activity inventory. I requested if you could fill up at least 30 in the sheet. Let me know if you have 30 because it's going to really be useful for you. And I know some of you already had 20 plus. So simply, you just list all the things. Look into Monday to Friday, what do you do? Look into weekend, what do you do? And then list all the things, work-related, personal-related, and so many stuff. So that you know exactly, okay, these are all the stuff that I do, right? All the stuff that I do. Before even this 30 minutes that you are doing with me, it should be in your calendar, in your activity, right? Because it's happening now and it will happen for the next 2 weeks, but after that, it might not happen. So, so add all these things, emails and all the stuff, right? Now, what we are going to do now is, do you have your activity inventory sheet with you? And if you have, type yes, because we will be using it. If not, now is the time to get it. And once you have it in front of you, let me know. Yes. If you haven't filled it, you can still fill it, but you should have it in hand to do this exercise. And I'll just give you another minute or two. Okay. Right, if you missed it, I'm attaching the blank template. So people who you don't have, download this and keep adding it. But it's important, you know, I mean, like if you miss a class or if you miss it, please do have a look and download it and get your work done, because everything we do builds up from one after the other. So we are going to do this now. And you're going to spend some time. When I say some time, we're going to spend 10, 12 minutes on this. So what we are planning to do here is we are going to prioritize the activities. Assuming you have 30 activities or more, right? All the activities that we have listed is there for us. I just want you to see, take your notepad, because I know in this one, you can't write it because it's restricted. You can add a task, but if you printed it, it would have been easy, but that's okay. Let's not kill the plants. So I just want you to look at the numbers and then bucket them as what are the activities that you comes into option A, which is really irritating. I really hate this, but I still do this. Bucket them as option A. Look into your 30 odd activities and write it down and say, these are all fit into my A. Once you have done that, then you go into the next bucket and then highlight these are the stuff that's a B. So once you finish today, then maybe you could print it off and you could highlight them in different colors, right? So that you know what are the tasks that are irritating that you really want to stop doing it, right? And what are the stuff that are it doesn't give you happiness, but at the same time, it doesn't make you upset. It's okay. And what are the stuff that really fascinates you? The chances are 80% you are going to find 20% or more irritating, 70% or more okay, and maybe 5% to 10% fascinating. So I'm just going to give you, say, 2 minutes. I'm going to give you 6 minutes. I'm going to give you 6 minutes. Now the time is 09. And people who you haven't done this, I would like you to spend time in listing some of the activities that you do. And if you have already written, I just want you to go back and see what are you fit into A, what activities fit into B, what activities, number of activities that fit into C. Once you have done this, I just want you to go into chat and add the total number of activities in A, total number of activities in B, total number of activities in C. And let's work out what we can do with that. So I'm just going to give you 6 minutes until 15 minutes passed. So please do go and do it. People who haven't done it, I'll just like you to just go and add your activities quickly and then see whether you could catch up as we progress on this. So 15 minutes. So let me play some music for you. But in the meantime, focus on filling those activities. I'll give you another minute or so. Please to complete A, which is irritating or really you don't like to do those things, but somehow or the other it's happening. Okay, you are okay to do it for now, but what happens gradually is your okay will move into irritating if you continue to do this exercise, and your fascinating will move into okay, and that's how the cycle goes in as you learn more and more. So please do continue, be absolutely ruthless, be honest with yourself, because you just need to declutter your life. So what other stuff really irritates you? What, based on the task that you have, what are the stuff that's okay? What are the stuff that you consider as fascinating? And you already do that part of your task? If not, we need to add more and more of that you work on. So I'll give you another couple of minutes. Please do focus on this. People who haven't got the tasks in, at least have 20 tasks before you do this exercise. So 2 more minutes. Please do continue. And once you're done, the total number of activities, how many you have as A, how many you have as B, how many you have as C, add it in the chat. Thank you. Okay, how many of you have completed at least A? I know Lydia and Aurora have completed. How many of you have completed A and B? Yeah, I think it's because we have a very short time. We normally do this in 90 minutes. So unfortunately, I know we have a short time here, but we're still doing it. So if you have done A, B, that's good enough for us to continue. So be absolutely honest with yourself, because if you allow irritating starts to continue and accept that as normal, then you are not going to do any fascinating things, right? Because you need to give space for your fascinating things, which means you need to be very, very honest. And we say, you know what, I know I'm doing all these things, but it really doesn't give me happiness. And there should be more on this. And gradually, as you evaluate yourself, you're going to be finding more and more. So you have that. Yes, that's a good point. I think I spend too much time avoiding things I don't like to do, but sometimes we get really frustrated and making things like, I still need to do it, and you just delay, and you still need to do it, and you just do it. So now the options are A, B, and C, right? We have three options, the three options. So what can we do? The principle behind this is we need to simplify before we need to amplify. That's the principle. We need to simplify before we need to amplify. So the next 2 minutes, the things with A is you only have, okay, you accept it's irritating, that's great, but you can only do two things with it. Number one is you can either stop doing it, make a conscious decision, which are the activities that you will be stop doing it, or will try to stop doing it. Go and list yes on this. The second way of doing it is which of these tasks is irritating, but depending on how often do you do this, can you delay its frequency? For example, instead of doing washing, which you really don't like, irritates you, but you still need to do it. Instead of doing it every week, can you delay it to every 2 weeks? Anything like that. Instead of checking emails 6 hours or 6 times in 1 minute, can you build a discipline of checking emails 3 times in an hour or 3 times in 1 day? I just want you to see the irritating task that you have. How much of these things can you stop? How much of these things can you reduce? And how much of these things can you actually delegate? And that's applicable. Stopping definitely on A. Reducing the frequency definitely on A and also on B. Delegating fits into both A and B, which means you're more or less walking away from A or reducing the activity. I just want you to go and do that in the next just a minute or two, so that we can add more fascinating bits to it, right? What you're going to stop, what you're going to reduce in frequency. Finish it just 2 minutes, so that allows us to go and add fascinating bits to it and to do the meditation. So continue. Stop, delay or reduce the frequency, delegate. Think if you're delegating, yeah, for now, just delegate it. Okay, so how was it? Have you completed? By now, you should have a list of inventory around 30 minimum. Preferably you fill the sheet, and if you're Aurora, you can have 100. And just go as deep as possible, but try to find the most frequent things so that you can cut it down. Next one, once you have the inventory, then we are bucketing them into A, B, C. That's the second task, and we have done that. And once you're bucketing them into A, B, C, A, what are the stuff that you're going to stop doing it? Again, in the chat, just go and write A, how many of those tasks you're going to stop? How many of the tasks you are going to reduce? You could say R. And how many of the tasks that you are going to delegate, which is going to be D. So I assume you have A and B together, whatever the number, you add them together, and your stop and your reduce and your delegate, yes, R, D should be equal to the sum of A plus B, right? And confirm that to me in the chat, and that closes today. So what you're going to do now is you now going to increase more and more of your fascinating bits in this weekend. And you're going to see now I've reduced my A and B. I'm going to stop doing it, which means I'm going to add it consciously on filling up my fascinating parts. So that's how you're going to do it. So when we start time blocking, like mid next week, you are going to fill that with your fascinating task and your okay tasks and other tasks. So finish up by doing that. Again, we only have 2 minutes. We can continue meditation for 5 minutes, or in the next 2-3 minutes, you can do this. I prefer closing off with the meditation because many of you enjoy that. If you haven't completed, that's what I want you to complete. So your A plus B equals a number. How much of that is going to be stop? How much of that it's going to be reduced? How much of that it's going to be delegated? Then you can think about whom you are going to delegate to. That's it. So that gives you space to do your fascinating parts. So have that in hand, because we'll be building up as we go from next week. So before we add all the goal tracker, goal setting, and all these things which traditionally we do, this is where we have. So thank you. Would you, if you want to wait for the next 5 minutes for the meditation, you could wait for 5 minutes, and you can stay on the same link if you prefer. You have Q&A at the end of it as well. So thank you for joining, and that's the exercise today, is inventory prioritization, which is day 10. That's where we are. And let me close the session with a nice meditation. Yeah, it's 5 minutes only, so please do stick along. And if there is any Q&A, we can follow up. You don't need to go through the next link. We can continue on this as well. Thank you for joining. Others, if you want to leave. Have a great weekend, but work on this, and I'll see you Monday. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome. Find yourself a safe, comfortable position, sitting or lying down. Allow your eyes to close as you begin to get even more comfortable, hands resting comfortably and body fully supported. As you relax, just allow your focus to turn inwards to your breathing. Feel your lungs expand and your chest slowly rise with each breath in. And feel your lungs and chest contract as you slowly exhale, letting each breath out. Use your breathing as your anchor. And if your mind should begin to wander, just bring your awareness back to your breathing and tune in to the rhythmic rise and fall of your chest. Be open to inviting all positive energy into your space. Breathing it in. Allow the positivity to fully envelop your entire being. Allow your breathing to become deeper, drawing in more positive energy. Allow it to purify and cleanse you in your entirety, replacing any old stagnant energy with new, revitalizing positivity. Stay connected to this positive energy and feel your mood beginning to lift, rising to a happy, positive place, matching the vibration and embracing every positive thought and feeling that comes to you. Feel your energy rising inside of you. Breathe in deeply, bursting with positivity, like a big smile that can't be contained. Take a deep breath in and let out a big sigh of relief. Let go of anything that isn't self-serving. Exhale it out. Feel it release. And feel your energy rising higher and higher with each breath. Hold this energy with you. Remember this feeling. And return to this state at any time you may feel the need. It is always your choice, your body, your mind, your choice. Nothing and no one can stop you. When you are ready, allow your eyes to slowly open as you bring yourself back to full reality. Stay with this higher positive energy and have yourself a happy and wonderful day.
Right, closely open your eyes and you are done. That's the end of day 10. Thank you for joining. And if you have any questions, we can continue going from here. And if you're practicing and if there is anything troubling you, we can use this. Remember, this is a safe environment. Otherwise, have a relaxing day. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday. So I'm gonna